Welcome back, art friends. This is part 2 of our project. This experience is called Curves and Lines. The materials are the same, but I'm going to go through them again. So we've got our Eco Food dye, we've got yellow, blue and red, our 2 brushes, water sprayer, gloves if you prefer, and some water and a cloth. Now there is one thing that I'm going to add to this. I'm going to make a green. So green is a secondary colour and you need 2 primary colours, yellow and blue. So I'll quickly show you how to do it. So you have more yellow than blue, bit of yellow, and then just a dot of blue, and that will give you green. So there's my yellow, and I'm just putting the smallest dot of blue. So now I have yellow, blue, red, and green. Okay, that just gives you another colour. Okay, so we're ready to go, and we're going to do lines and curves. First of all, I'm going to walk you through what we're doing, and then we will do one together. So you can take your paper, you've got your A3 paper, you can have it landscape or you can have it portrait. It doesn't matter. I'll do one portrait. So you take your colour, just one colour, and I want you to draw a hill. Now the only rule is, and you're going to sort of colour that in, a skinny hill or a giant U shape. Now the only thing you need to remember is it needs to go over halfway. So there's my, say, halfway mark in the paper, and it just needs to go a bit further than halfway. And then I want you to turn your paper around and do exactly the same thing on the other side. So you go up and you draw a hill a bit bigger than halfway. Now you'll notice I'm not worried about being exact. Doesn't matter if it's not perfect. If I wanted a bit higher, I would just push it up a little bit higher like that. Okay. Okay, there we go. So now we're ready to begin. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to hold my food dye because it helps with dribbling and dropping. So you take your brush, and the first line I'm going to do, and I'm going to do a line around my hill, and I'm going to do a light pressure, meaning I'm holding the brush very lightly and gently. And when you hold the brush lightly and go around my hill, it makes a thin line. Nice and gentle. Now I'm going to do the opposite. So I'm going to dip, and this time I'm going to put more pressure on, which will make a thicker line, and go around my hill. I'm running out of food dye, so I just re-dip. I'm running out of food dye, you can see, so I just re-dip. Then you go again. I can choose to go light, or I can choose to press it harder, or I can change halfway through. So there's light, harder, and maybe finishing light, and hard, and I'm going to stop there. And now what I want to do is the same on the other side. So turn it around. You should be getting the hang of it now. So you can go, you can press medium, light or hard. So there's my first line. Have a little bit more pressure so it's a thicker line. And now I'm going to go lightly and make a really skinny line. Now, as we get to the middle, we have a little bit of a middle space. And this is how you handle the middle space. So you go from the side. Now, as I go down, you will see that there's a curve here. I'm going to start to follow the curve from the other side like this. I'll do that again. Go down and follow the curve. I can probably fit one more line in, so I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to go from the top, and I'm going to make it really skinny, and then I'm going to go out the other side, almost like an S. Okay, so there we have our curved paper. I'm just going to pop that to the side because it's wet, and I'm going to show you some dry ones and then we'll do one together. So that's my wet one to the side. So this is the same thing, but I did the paper this way. This is the same thing again, but I've done it overlapping. One way was landscape and the other way was portrait. This is the same thing again, but I've gone over the top with another colour. So now let's try one together. Now remember, nice relaxing music, stay calm and relax, have fun. I'm going to turn my paper into landscape for this one. I'm going to choose a different colour. I might go with blue. And let's do this one together. Okay, there we go. So that's your lines and curves. Now, if you want to try it one more time, we can do one over the top together. So here's a dry one that I've already made. And I'm going to do the same thing, but over the top. So I'll just put that there. And I'll just do exactly the same thing. Now, what that shows you is that I could go over that again when it's dry with maybe the yellow. So you can do layers and layers, you can turn your paper around, you can make new colours, and you just slide your brush along the paper, going from a light pressure to a harder pressure to make thinner and thicker lines. Now, one thing to remember is if you want to do 2 layers, you must wait for your first layer to be dry. So I can see here that this one's a little bit wet, so I wouldn't use this until it's completely dry. So this would be one work standalone, but if I want to do layers, let it dry and then you can go again. Okay, so I hope you enjoy that and I look forward to part 3.